What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Win podcast, where we're going to be talking about how everyone's getting fucked. All right, I'm just kidding, but kind of not. This is your host, Antma, co-host Justin Vaseur, and we got Mr. Special Guest, the lender, William Wynn. And, we always talk about wins, all right, on this podcast. And I want to make sure you guys, if you're new to this, subscribe to Next Win on YouTube and all podcast platforms. We're talking about Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, iHeartRadio. We're also on Instagram and TikTok, Next Win Podcast. If you haven't left a review for us on Spotify, please rate us. The 5 stars. If you don't want to rate us 5 stars, just don't do it. I'm just kidding. But help us out, man. Give us some likes, give us some comments, rate us. And we appreciate it, so we can continue sharing all of our wins and all the bad stuff, good stuff. And on this episode, we're really going to talk about how everyone in the real estate industry, sellers, buyers, agents, lenders, are all getting fucked.
In the booty.
In the booty. And it's bad, man. So
dry, too.
What I'm talking about, or, actually, before we talk about getting fucked, let's talk about some recent wins here. If you guys don't see what we got on this table, this is a award from my brokerage here in Las Vegas, Simply Vegas. And I won an award for, it says, 2023 Inner Circle Award. And we have about 600 agents, and I am in the top 100 top producing agents for my brokerage. And so I just wanted to, celebrate that win. And
congratulations.
I can't do it without this podcast with Justin, the co-host, and with my lender that all of our clients use, William. This is a great team. And this is my first award since high school.
Damn. You know what? This is made out of the dead realtors that they,
Dead realtors?
He had to kill to get the award. That's basically
pretty much.
Got an award for the inner circle.
Yeah.
The inner circle.
Yeah. What do you have to do in the inner circle?
Yeah.
I don't know, but what's crazy is that, here in Vegas, I'm pretty busy. In LA, I'm like 10 times busier, but in LA, it's just, I'm the only agent in my brokerage. So I would just win all the awards. So I don't get any.
No, he's number one all the time.
Yeah, I'm number one all the time.
That's interesting.
No competitors.
But it'd be crazy. If I was with a big brokerage in LA, I'd probably have some crazy trophies too. So, but the last time I got one was for best defensive player for volleyball on my volleyball team.
Damn.
What? You playing volleyball?
Yeah, man. Defensive player. They call it
Is that a special
defensive specialist. What? Yeah, for short people.
Yeah, that's tough.
No. Hey, I'm one of those guys that's short, but I could spike still.
Yeah,
because I got hops.
He jumps. He can jump.
Yeah.
I don't have hops. I just have the height. I was middle.
Yeah.
Boom, block. I would have been blocking your shots, dude. Ooh, get down, short guy.
Yeah.
Get down, short guy.
I also did basketball, and I never won anything for basketball.
I can't play basketball. I'm tall, but I
just got laughed at when the coach said they wanted to bump me up to JV, and then the varsity coach laughed.
Damn.
So we celebrate wins and non-wins here on this podcast. But here's the big news, guys. There's a lot going on in the last year in the real estate industry, and we've been there's this lawsuit going on. So there's a bunch of sellers that decided to sue the NAR, National Association of Realtors. Okay, basically, if you are a realtor, you are a member of the NAR. Okay, that's what I'm a member of. They teach us a code of ethics to make sure that we do what's right. We follow all the policies and the guidelines and stuff like that, right? We got to take our tests and, we get certified for that. And so the sellers sued, saying that they should no longer pay for the buyer's agent's commissions. Dum, dum, dum.
Damn.
That's kind of crazy.
That sucks.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what does that really mean? There's a lot. So Justin has an article that we found on LA Times that talks about this, and we'll run through this article because it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
What does this all mean?
Right. So it says realtor rules just changed dramatically. Here's what buyers and sellers can expect. And then it says, so long 6% commission. Dang. Okay. Yeah. For decades, real estate commissions have been somewhat standardized. with most home sellers paying 5 to 6% commission to cover both the listing agent and the buyer's agent. And then the most pivotal rule change pertains to how buyers agents are paid. Traditionally, home sellers have paid the commission of both their agent and their buyer's agent, which critics argue stifled competition and drove up home prices.
I see. That's
I don't know.
That's kind of crazy. The whole reason why it got the sellers won this lawsuit is because of what you just said, that sellers and the agents wrongfully increase prices to get more commission. And I don't know if that's true.
Mhm.
There might be some bad apples in the industry, just like there's bad cops, but not all are bad.
Yep.
For me, it's like, I don't care what my commission is. All right. If this buyer wants to go look at a home and I only get 1%, and there's another home that we're looking at that's 2% or 3%, I don't care which one they choose. It's what they want for their house. And I want them to be happy with what they have. I can care less. I'm not going to push them towards the one with a higher commission, So I don't find that to be very true. I don't know any other agents who really do that and navigate towards like, oh, this one's a bigger commission, So, man, that lawsuit is just ass, dude.
Yeah, they're just being selfish because the whole purpose is that because the sellers have money from the sale of the house to pay the agents, right? Usually the buyers don't have extra money to pay the commission for their agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And an agent is very important, in my opinion. They do a lot of work. Like people that think they don't do anything, they do a lot of work in the background, negotiating, paperwork, a lot of work. And no one works for free, dude. Right?
Here's an example. We have a seller and a buyer right now that we're working with, and we're doing both things. We're selling their home, and she's buying a home, and all these messages I get from her all the time is, wow, there's so much going on. I'm stressed. This is crazy.
Yep.
Should I not do this anymore? And so what they don't see is what, I told her, this is the normal day of an agent.
Mhm.
We have to facilitate everything for you to make sure you don't stress, to make sure that everything can happen, and we have this schedule where it's like, okay, today we got to sign these. Today we got to do this inspection. Today we got to get this money out. Today you got to do this and that. And so without all that, when you're trying to sell or buy a home, without the agent, everything can fall apart.
Yep.
So we're here to facilitate and make sure that the escrow is doing their job, the other party is doing their job, and no one's kind of, as if I'm representing you, I'm making sure you're not getting raped.
Yep.
So that's what the agents are for, and that's why, we get commission. But, speaking of good agents, right? So what Justin was saying about the article is that traditionally, when you are a seller and you're selling a home, okay, and you hire an agent to help you sell your home, you guys negotiate how much commission for this agent. And normally it's 6%. And so the agent will get to decide how much he wants to share with the buyer's agent. So if the buyer comes in and looks at the home, they're obviously coming with another agent. So they got to pay that agent out. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that the seller's agent decides how much they want to split their commission, not the seller. The seller doesn't decide that. So why is it that the seller is saying we shouldn't pay the buyer's commission? You're paying the full 6 to your seller, to your own agent. He gets to decide how much he's splitting, so it's really weird how they worded everything and they won the lawsuit and it sucks.
Well, they didn't win. They settled.
Oh, they settled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
So they didn't go to court. So it's like, I'm suing.
I see.
Yeah, I'm suing you, but I don't want to go to a hassle of going to court and pay more money. Why not I give you 50 G's and we forget about it?
It was like hundreds of millions.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, example.
Yeah.
An example. Like,
I don't remember what it was. 200, 400, or 800 million, something like that.
Yeah, but all right,
that they
what?
settled for. It's
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know there's more to this article, Justin.
Yeah, it says the new rule prohibits most listings from saying how much buyer agents are paid, removing the assumption that sellers are on the hook for paying for both agents.
That's okay. So it prohibits showing what the buyer gets paid now, the buyer's agent, right? So right now on Zillow, when you look at it, or what all the other apps that you use, Redfin, Realtor.com, all those, it will say buyer's compensation, or I'm sorry, buyer's agent compensation 2.5% or 3%. So now it's saying that you won't see that. That's kind of like that. That's a win for agents, actually, because we don't want people to see the commission, right? It's actually better that we should be transparent and show the commission. But for some reason with this lawsuit, it's helping us on that end.
Yeah, that is weird.
It doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah. It says the other new rule requires buyer agents to enter into written agreements with their clients, known as buyer brokerage agreements.
Okay. So now that the sellers are not paying for the buyer's agent's commission, that means that every seller now negotiates with their own agent. Okay, I'll pay you 3% to sell my home. Done deal. Now, the buyers who have a buyer's agent and go look for homes, before looking for homes, they have to negotiate how much they're going to pay in commission to the agent. So, Justin, if you're looking for a home and I'm your agent, we have to negotiate before anything and say, I'm going to charge you 3%.
For example.
And for example. And you're like, cool. So now we have to get that in an agreement. And no matter what home we go look at, that's what you're going to pay me.
What's coming out of your pocket?
So in the end, it sounds like the sellers are saving money because they're paying only half the commission now. The buyers are getting fucked because now the buyer has to pay the commission. That's like an extra 20-some grand that a buyer has to pay.
Some people don't have with
when
payment.
They don't have that money. Like, dude, that sucks, right?
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, when you buy a home, even before this law passed, the buyers are already kind of paying for it because it's kind of like if the house costs $600,000, and they're getting a loan for it, the money that the seller gets to pay the agents comes from your purchase, the buyer's purchase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
from the loan. Yeah.
So like, I kind of don't get it. Like the commission, the funds come from the buyer already. So it's like
it's because the seller wants to keep more of it.
They want to keep more. Yeah. So that kind of sucks.
Greed.
Yeah. It says the changes will take effect in July, pending court approval, and will have major implications on how real estate deals are done.
Things gonna get shot down though.
What do you think is gonna happen in July? So in July, they're saying that the whole game's gonna change. What's this gonna do for home sales? Do you think that now? So a lot of people are saying, all right, now that the seller is only gonna pay half the commission, does that mean home prices are going to be cheaper? That's what they're saying. This is what they're hoping for. They're hoping for prices to be $25,000 less.
I think it's going to go up because, in my opinion, I think that to make sure agents, there's always a workaround and everything, right? So I'm pretty sure that sellers and buyer agent will work something out, and the seller will, all right, how about we raise the price in the house so we can use that extra cash to pay the sellers, the buyer's agent.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, they can do that.
Because that's basically not out of their pocket. It's just helping everyone. Same thing with like sellers credits and all that. So
now do buyer agents get double commission in that situation?
Well, no. I mean, they just raise it up so they can cover the buyers.
Right. Yeah. So you're talking a scenario of a seller saying, I'm going to raise the price so we can pay both sides commissions.
Yep.
But so there's that one house that's doing that. Mm-hmm. They don't know that before looking at the house, I'm here with Justin and I already negotiated 3% with him. So am I getting double commission now?
No,
I could, right?
You technically,
I could.
You could, but you have to work it that for a shady ass agent. But like if you work it out with your buyer, like the party, the seller,
they would still be paying your portion.
Yeah, it's just
but you'll pay me too for those services, right?
No, we would negotiate for
the money the money's gonna come out of I see. The money will come out of that instead of their own pocket.
That's what a good agent would do.
Mm-hmm.
Other agents will keep it hush hush and not say anything.
Yeah.
So then how does it work? Like when you come to like closing costs, it's just going to be straight out of pocket?
It's
closing costs usually always straight out of pocket.
Yeah. I know, but is that
it's added to closing costs.
Now you won't see it though. Oh yeah, I mean the extra 3?
Yeah, like
for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the extra 3% that you now have to pay as a buyer is now an extra cost in closing costs.
So basically, you probably it'll probably be like, instead of the seller's agent getting 3%, he'll get 6% again, but then the seller's agent will get split give the money to the buyer's agent, like a workaround.
So what is this gonna do with buyers? So let's say if Jess is looking for a home for $600,000, does that mean that he has to look for a home that's 3% less to afford it?
Possibly, but it's hard to say because
Right.
we got to see what the rule is and how we work around it.
So now he can't qualify for a $600,000 home. Now he can only look for a home that's $575,000.
I think you and I this morning we joined a conference call with my company actually and his company. So we're working together, and that the lender is going to help with the commission a little bit. So we're working on that as well.
That is part of how everyone's getting fucked here.
Yep. So it's a big circle.
The buyer has to pay. The buyer's agent is losing commission because probably not all the time we're going to be able to negotiate any money.
Yep.
And so the lender is going to lower their commission to help the agents.
Yep.
And give us money.
And we don't get paid nothing already compared to the realtors.
Justin, the buyer's fucked. Ant, the buyer's agent's fucked. And William, the lender's fucked. We're all getting raped here. All because of the seller. And the seller is the one that's keeping all the profit.
Yeah.
So
it depends I think it all depends on the seller. I think a majority of sellers will be, okay, we'll help everyone out. But there will be sellers who are like, nah, I'm keeping that 25 G's.
Right. So it sounds like the seller has all the benefits here. What do you guys think about the seller?
I think so. I think this is the seller's being greedy, dude.
So it sounds like the seller is benefiting, right? But this is where I think the seller is getting fucked as well. Now, normally when the seller is paying both sides commissions, when a buyer's agent sees, oh wow, 2.5%, 3% commission, I'm gonna show my clients this house, and I'm gonna try and I want to show them all those homes. Now, when the buyer agent sees 0 commission on everything, where's the motivation for the buyer's agent to show them that house and that house and that house?
Yep.
So now the sellers won't have as many people coming to see their home.
Yeah.
Are they fucking themselves now?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I know I can't afford it. Like the buyer, I can't afford that. So
yeah,
we're not going to go. We're going to go to that next house that's going to help with the buyer's commission.
So I think the first year it's going to be a little bit weird. I don't know if
or the court's going to forget it because it's still a July decision. So
I don't know if the market's going to change.
No.
Prices go up and down. We have no idea what's happening with money going around. It's just going to cause things to be really chaotic.
Yeah, I think it's...
And it'll take a year for it to, everyone to understand the game and get it to a normal situation.
Figure it out.
Yeah, and figure it out loopholes. To see what is justified on every level, right?
Yeah.
Fair.
So, I always wonder what the grand plan of it all is.
Greed.
What do you... Well, it's just so the seller...
Money.
At the end of the day, it's so the sellers don't have to pay double commission.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to see what that it is going to do for the whole market in general.
Do you think here in the last year we've been talking about there's not going to be a bubble popping or a crash. Is this going to force that to happen?
No.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? So right now in LA, in Vegas, everywhere that I see, the offers are now, they're not as crazy. There's maybe only about 3 offers on each home, or they're taking longer to sell. So now with this commission thing going on and people being less motivated, this is going to cause people who just jumped into the industry to now quit their job.
Yep.
They're not going to want to be a realtor because they don't know how to make money. They can't get buyers. They can't negotiate. And so a lot of realtors are going to lose their job once this happens. Is that going to cause a bubble crash too?
How do you foresee that happening?
Harder to sell homes, harder to buy homes.
So then the prices will come down.
Prices have to come down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what is considered a crash in the housing industry?
There's a bubble and then there's a crash. Just I think 2 different things.
Okay.
Right. A bubble is when things are. It's like as a bubble gets bigger, prices inflate bigger and bigger. Right?
Mhm.
Just think about chewing a gum. As
Yeah.
you blow the bubble, it gets bigger, and then when it reaches its maximum price, it pops, and everything goes back down to what it was at the very beginning. Um, so that's more like a correction period, I think. But a crash is when things just go all the way down, right? Stock market goes down, home prices go down below the
Job
market
losses and
value,
stuff.
Yeah.
below what is supposed to be. Like it just literally crashed,
Yeah.
I see.
right? But the bubble is like it's still it's when it pops,
It's just
it's
going back to
still
normal.
at market level, maybe slightly below it, but it
Mhm.
crashes goes way under.
People losing underwater, meaning the house is worth less than what you owe.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think a bubble is like, within 100K not depreciation, but 100K decrease. A crash is more like 200, $300,000 loss.
Yeah. My uncle's girlfriend, she bought a house, I think in like 2000. I don't know, a condo in 2008, like 6 or 7,
Yeah.
something
It's
like
at the
that.
high. At the high.
And it was like 200,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had to sell it for 60K.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's the crash.
That's
That's
insane,
the 08,
dude.
the 08 crash. And then
So
because with the rates too, because the rates are jumping crazy, and then she can't refinance because the house is not worth enough. So people got stuck.
there's no more value in
Yeah.
it to refinance.
So they're stuck and they can't make the payments. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
So like that's Vegas, right? Where they lose like $100,000. In LA, people were losing $400,000
Yeah,
on that.
large amounts.
So they would buy a home in 2007 or 2006 for $1 million, and then 2008 when the crash happened, it was worth $600,000.
Yep.
And
now
they're paying
they're
for
like,
$1
they're
million
not
home.
now they're super underwater, can't make the payments.
Yeah.
Because they're walking in the bank being like, I'm a janitor, but I make $300,000 a year, and the loan officer said, okay, sign here. That's it. That's how easy it was back then.
Yeah. So that's why there's not going to be a crash, because
We're very strict on it.
when he's talking about back then when you were to get a loan, they weren't verifying all these documents, but now they have very strict rules to verify everything.
We verify 10 days before you close. You still have a job.
Everyone who's listening to this podcast right now who has purchased a home knows what we're talking about. The stress level of getting all these documents to the lender, and they're in the middle of escrow. They're like, hey, I need more docs, and you're like, why the fuck are they asking me for so much paperwork? It's so you don't go in foreclosure and lose your home.
And we don't have a 2008 again,
Yeah. So it's wild, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy. Have you heard of like the bill that's trying to pass where they are trying to stop like corporate from buying houses?
Yes.
No, I haven't heard of that.
I mean,
cool. That's good, kind of.
What So I see all these comments on Instagram when I see those posts, right? They're like, oh, corporates buying like thousands and thousands of homes, and now they're going to rent it out. And people are, they can't buy a home. They can't even afford the rent that these corporates are going to charge. And I don't really see that happening. What I see being in the real estate industry is I see these corporates buying these homes for more than what they're worth. And then because they did that, because they're using these data that they have, right? These AI data stuff. And it turns out their numbers are all wrong. And so that's why when you look at your purchase or what your house is worth on Zillow, it's way off from what it actually is. It's those numbers are not correct that you see on Zillow and Redfin and stuff. So do not use those quotes of the value of your home.
Yeah, just use an estimate. Not like that's my house is worth that much.
Right.
Don't come to arguing now, man.
But they're like 40 to 100K off. Yeah. And so these corporates are buying the homes. They're buying them for 100K more than what they're worth, and they're sitting. So what they try to do is, some of them I see that they're flipping. They can't rent it out because they're not going to cash flow, and then they are they're flipping them. They're remodeling the home, putting in the value into it, and then they're trying to resell it, and then they can't resell it because it's 80K more than what all the other homes are. So what I've been doing with my buyers is I found so many of these situations where now we're offering 60K less, and we're winning them because the corporates are dumping the houses that they overpaid for.
Yep.
And that's what I've been seeing in the last 2 years.
Because it helps corporates too, because they're taking losses on their income,
their taxes.
and their taxes. So.
Right. So I don't know what's going to happen when they're buying all these homes and trying to rent it out. it's hard. Are they buying them all cash, or are they buying them through loans? I think both, right? Okay, so they're buying them all cash. Yeah, they are going to make money, or not make money, but they're going to have a cash flow that just kind of generates.
It's a big thing. Like there's investment firms out, because I used to be in investment banking. There are investment firms out there that actually pull money from investors, right, to purchase property, multiple properties, and that'll be their portfolio, right? So there's some of them is cash, but also, again, if they take a loss, they gotta start selling because they have investors they have to worry about. So
I just see more loss than gains for these corporates.
Yep.
And all these people on Instagram, they don't see that because they're not in the ball game.
Yep.
And so they don't see how much they're losing when they're
and they don't.
But it's still holding up inventory though.
It is holding up inventory.
But also they're not gonna, with the rent, they're not gonna throw it crazy, because if they throw a crazy rent, they're not gonna be able to rent it out.
Yeah.
So it's gonna drop. So
yeah, most of these corporate homes that are trying to be rented and be sold, they're sitting for like
quick
months.
Yeah.
It's
just sitting there. They're losing money.
Yeah, even out here in Vegas, there's a lot of vacant homes.
Yeah.
Like I think I saw, I think like it was like 50K homes or something like that.
Yeah, eventually I went to buy.
No, I don't think it's that many.
Really?
I think it's like 10,000.
Oh.
Yeah, or less than 10,000. I think it's like 6,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Eventually I'm going to have to buy a condo out here, dude.
What's that?
I said eventually I have to buy a condo out here because I'm coming out here so much.
Yeah.
That'd be tight.
You can get a condo for $200K. I've seen some for less.
Yeah.
I got an agent already.
You do. We just helped someone buy a condo for 200, and was it 250,000?
Yeah, I think about.
Right? Something like that. And it was guard gated with a pool and everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You guys don't know
out
what
here
guard
in Vegas?
gated. Yeah, out here in Vegas. It was like Fort Apache and like
it's cool,
close to like Boca Park.
It's a cool area.
Around there. And if you guys don't know what guard gated is, it's when they have this like security front gate, and you got to give them your license, and they got to check you in.
Yeah, it's normally like ballers.
Crazy.
Ballers do that.
I wonder how much
for
the
a condo.
HOA is on that.
It was like 2 something.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I've seen some for like 1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Here?
Damn.
No way.
Where
Yeah, the
Mayweather
condos.
lives?
Condos?
Yeah.
I thought you
The
meant
high
like
rises.
high rises.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Is
on the
it?
strip.
Because they have the elevator maintenance and all that.
Yeah, $1,000 though. That's crazy.
It's for ballers, dude.
Yeah. That's crazy. I thought you were talking about like
All the
Mark
standard.
Wahlberg area. You know?
Yeah, that sounds makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because they probably have like drone security flying around.
Yeah. Yeah. The bill though, it says like if it were to pass, all the corporates would have to get rid of their spots within 3 years.
That's gonna cause a crash.
Which would be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The banks can lose a lot of banks can be losing a lot of money.
Hey, Justin, I have a question for you. You are a buyer looking for a home right now, right? What does this mean to you about you having to pay commission now to the agents? How do you feel about this?
I mean, I don't like it,
Yeah.
but
This is so what are we in right now? We're a couple months away from July. Will you buy a home before then? And
I
try
don't
to
know.
beat that?
We're working on it.
yeah, we're working on it.
I'm his lender.
Yeah,
Nice.
but I also got hit with some fucking taxes, bro.
Some taxes? I mean,
That's why we told you, like,
Yeah.
you want to buy a house, you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
pay them taxes.
so what people don't know is when you write off a lot of your taxes, it shows that you don't make as much because you're writing off, right? You're cutting your income into losses, which is great because you don't want to pay taxes, right? Or as much. But when you don't want to pay as much taxes, that means you don't get as much income, and then you don't qualify for the price of a home you want to buy.
Yep.
And so it's kind of like a double-edged sword here. You know, people don't want to pay thousands of dollars in taxes, but at the same time they need to buy a home.
Yep.
You know, so some years of your life you just have to
2 years.
take the
If you're a
bullet.
business owner or
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
I've done it. Any time I'm gonna buy a home, I just
Got paid up.
I don't write off as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
It'll be worth it though.
Yeah.
Welcome to home
The
ownership.
reality of home ownership.
Yeah.
Are there loan programs that like will help with this stuff?
It is in the works.
Yeah, you were
What
saying
is-
that earlier.
What is in the works?
So we're in the works that we can lend a little bit more, without counting against the maximum loan for the house.
What does that mean?
So basically, there's a loan to value limit, right? Like say 80%. You cannot go past that, right? But we're trying to make a rule where we can let you borrow a little bit more to pay the commissions, and that portion won't go against that cap.
So basically, if Justin's financed $600,000 home,
it stays the same,
and he has to pay $25,000 in commission.
Yep.
It's not a part of the loan.
Yeah, instead of lowering the loan amount, which is that means you have to pay out of pocket $25,000.
So he can still find a $600K home.
Yeah, and we'll borrow more, and it won't count against the value.
Okay, so
loan to value.
All right, so to clarify, what they're trying to work out here on the lending side is, if Justin's looking for a $600K home, he can still qualify for it while paying the $25K commission.
Correct.
The commission will still be in the loan for him to pay over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not coming out of your bank account.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, so they're working on it, because the lender, we're going to lose too, right? Everyone in real estate is going to lose money.
Yeah.
Right. And no one works for free in life. No one works for free. Doctors, no one works for free. So we're trying to help, negate the bad that will come out of this, and just trying to keep us flowing, keep everyone working together. So,
do you think this is a benefit for the lenders to be able to loan more? Because it's like the more you can give to the buyer, the more that they have to pay you every month, right? So it's almost like you guys have another investment in this where it keeps your business running.
Yeah,
right? It can still pay your loan officers.
That's why once it's settled, there's always a workaround. There's always money to be made. It's just how they're gonna detour it now.
Yeah,
instead of going this way, we're gonna go this way. These two extra steps.
Yeah.
So
the
smart people out there to figure it out.
Yeah, how do you feel about that now, Justin?
I think it makes things a lot easier.
So you don't have to be out of pocket right
away. I think that's the main concern, is like the out of pocket cost.
Yeah. That's the scary part. Like, I don't have extra $25,000 pay.
Right.
Yeah.
But now if I can finance it, then okay, it's not as bad. It still sucks.
Yeah.
But not as bad.
I think as a buyer's agent in this situation, I feel a little bit scared, because when I go on calls with people and we negotiate stuff, I feel for everybody, right? And that's bad. You don't try to mix emotional feelings with business, right? But I do, because I care. And so when people are going to ask me how much you're going to charge me, I'm going to be like, fuck, dude, I don't want to charge you the full amount because it sucks. I get it. So like, I'm always going to try and negotiate with people like, oh, I'll charge you less. And it hurts me in the end, right? And then there's going to be, those Chinese realtors who are like, oh, he's going to take less? I'll do 1%. And you're like, fuck, is this the new normal now, where we only get like $2,000 for, and it's crazy because some of you might think, wow, $2,000 to help someone find a home, that's still a lot of money. It's not, because, most buyers, they don't find a home after one day of looking at homes. And we have to drive you guys around. There's gas, there's mileage, car insurance, stuff like that. And sometimes it takes people a year to find a home.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It takes, the time from other things to sell a home, whatever. And that can be $2,000 on its own, right? So it's tough.
Yep.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, like when we have buyers in different cities and stuff. Like we just flew to San Francisco. You just flew. I drove to San Francisco. Well, like that kind of doesn't help the agents and everyone involved. We want to go the extra mile. We want to be able to afford to do that.
Yeah, and it doesn't help me help my clients, because there's so many times when we are in escrow on a home that they love, and then we find out through inspections that there's major issues with the home. And the buyers are like, damn, dude, what do we do? Do we back out, or do we pay for this $2,000 plumbing problem? And then they don't have money for it, right? And this is where the agents say, you know what? My gift to you, I will pay for the repair for you, But now, how are we going to be able to do that?
Yeah.
We can't. I'm going to be like, sorry, dude, you owe me commission and I can't pay you enough to, fix a repair for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This sucks.
Damn. So then what advice do you have for buyers right now?
What advice do I have for buyers? One is find a home before July. That's for sure. get that right now so you don't have to pay the extra 20K, 30K in commission. That's for sure. Second thing is make sure you find an agent that is worth paying for. Okay. Someone that sells a lot of homes, someone that really cares for you. You have to pick the right agents. It's like when people are selling a home, they interview multiple agents and they pick the best one. When people buy homes, they just pick anybody. You know, don't do that. You have to think like a seller where you have to interview multiple agents, you know. But most of all, it's just the biggest advice is you got to find someone that will really help and care for you and your life.
To advocate for you.
That's it.
What does that look like, interviewing a real estate agent? Like you just, hey, how long you been doing this kind of thing? How many homes have you sold?
Or yeah.
Right. So like, you know, you get your flyers in the mail at your rental all the time saying, hey, I'm a realtor. I sold a home here, there. And you have like 5 flyers in front of you. You can call each of those 5. You could look up ones on Yelp, you know, Google. But honestly, some of the best ones aren't even on Yelp and Google, like me. You know, I can say I'm one of the best ones and I don't even spend my time marketing on Yelp and Google, which I should, you know, but I put all my focus on social media instead. So it's just hard to say, but when you interview them, you want to ask them their credentials, you know, how active they are. Anybody can say, hey, I've been doing this for 20 years, but how many homes did you sell this year? Was it just
or in
one?
20 years, yeah.
Do you do 1 a year or do you do 3 or 4 a month? You know what I mean? And you want to find the person that does 3 or 4 a month.
Because someone could be just 2 years in, 3 years in,
Yeah.
versus someone in 20 years, but the one in 2 years have done like 50 transactions, where the one in 20 years have done 10.
Yeah, it doesn't
like
matter
20, you know?
how long you've been doing it. It's how
many.
much you do.
Yep.
Because the more you do, the agent is in the game day to day.
Yep.
So they know when the market goes up and down every day and what they can negotiate every day.
Yep. And how to navigate little bumps.
Right. So they're like, last week, this is what happened. This is what we got to do this week. You know, but the ones who only do like 1 a month or 2 to 4 a year, they're not in it every day to know that the market has changed or the game has changed. You know, so that's very beneficial to find that person. But also, it's not a good idea to find a person that does like 8 homes a month where they sell too many, because now do they have time for you? Are they offloading their work to their assistant? You know, so now they're too busy for you. So you got to find like the perfect middle. Yeah, pretty much like the up and coming agent is what you want, I think, because the up and coming agents, they're in it all the time. They do have the experience, and because they're not there with 8 deals a month yet, they still have time to care for you and they're hustling for you. So I think those are the best agents. My question to you guys, in the end, with this whole thing that's going on, is this more beneficial to everybody or is this worse? Is it a bad thing? Is it good or bad?
I would go with bad.
Yeah, I would go with bad.
Yeah, I think it's bad.
Yeah.
I think
it it might slow things down, which I don't know.
Because for me, when I want to sell my home, I can care less if I'm paying double commission.
Yeah, because you're getting a whole bunch of money already.
I'd rather find someone that I want to sell my home fast for the maximum amount of money, and I don't want to stress. I just want to sell my home and get the funds that I need. So now that I got to stress about all the other stuff, am I going to get enough people in? You know, are those buyers, are they paying their agent to really help them or not? You know, like, man, it's now stressful and very worrisome.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a bad thing. I don't think anybody won here.
Do you feel like you have some ideas on how to make adjustments to that, or not yet?
In terms of like saving my job or helping buyers?
Both.
In terms of helping buyers, I mean, I already do more than anybody else. I think the only thing now that I can do is really make sure that I can give a discount to help the buyers. And I think the best part is also when you're interviewing agents is their team and who they work with. Do they have the lender that can really help you and them? If they don't have that strong person to help them, like I have William, then it can fuck everything up, right? You can fall out of escrow because the lender didn't know what he was doing, or, you just got to have people who have this super team, like I can call this guy at midnight or 1 a.m. and be like, hey, we need to get something done right now because I got to get it out right now. If not, we're fucked. And so I'm able to call him any time of the day to get things done. If I was working with a different lender that the buyer wanted to use, and I don't know this person, they're done at 5 p.m. I can't call them after that. We got to wait till the next day. And by that time, you either lost your offer or we missed a contingency date and now you're fucked. Like there's just so many things when you don't have a close partnership with someone. And so having someone like William and me work together, you got to find those duos, But yeah, and then what was the other question?
Like in terms of your job itself.
My job?
Yeah.
How do I save my job? I have to hustle even harder now. I'm already hustling so hard. I have to hustle harder. So now it's almost like fighting for buyers. I have to be like, oh, well, you just told me this guy is going to give you less commission. Now I have to match that, stuff like that. So it's me now like accepting that I will be getting paid less. And also I got to find more buyers so I can keep my job. It's going to be hard. Most buyer agents right now, they don't know what they're going to do. They just feel like they're going to lose their job. Yeah.
Damn, that's rough, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't freak out.
But, there's people like me with this award here. Mm-hmm. And this award, I got it from only helping buyers in Las Vegas. Yeah. I did not help anyone sell a home in Vegas. I sold homes in LA, but this was all for people buying homes in Vegas. So
it's possible.
I think I'm okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's good.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If there's something that we did not cover and you have a question about, write it in the comments on YouTube and we'll answer them. And also let us know what other topics you want us to discuss or kind of there's something important about what we covered here that we should go deeper into. So I love doing the podcast with you guys. So thank you for being here, Justin, William.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you guys. You guys have any last words?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are we going to buy a home before July?
We're going to try.
All right.
We're going to try.
Stay home. Stay calm. Be happy. We'll be all right.
All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to follow us on all podcast platforms, also on YouTube. Don't forget, guys, give us a review on Spotify. Give us a really good rating, please, if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys next time on The Next Win. And don't get fucked.